Third man in the ring. Big step up for him tonight as well. He'll want to put on a show, although like most referees he will hope not to be noticed at all. Kell Brook will certainly want to be noticed. He'll want to put on a much better effort, and Carson Jones, well, he'll want to just finish the job that he feels he started last year. So let's see what happens. It's not over the 12-round championship distance, it's over 10. It's a chance to see which one of these fellas is really ready to kick on with their careers.
Well, Jones must realise it took far too long to get started last time they met. I mean, the first half dozen rounds he was completely outboxed, so he has to make an earlier impression. Surely that must be one of his plans.
Well, Brook, of course, made big changes in his camp after the Jones scare. He admitted, everybody admitted, they've been cutting some corners. Things haven't gone as smoothly as it should, so they brought in Dave Hembrough from the University of Hallam, a sports scientist, and Dave Stacker, a dietitian, as Jones goes for the fireman's lift. And those two have really been on Brook, and Brook has bought into what they've brought to him as well. He's much better conditioned. We saw that against Hector Saldivia, and he's very confident that he's not going to blow up as badly as he did in the latter rounds against Jones. Sharp start this from Brook. Oh, nice double up with the right hooks, and Jones is feeling this.
That's the class that we've come to expect from Kell Brook. That was beautiful.
And he's got an opponent who's just plodding away in front of him at the moment, who's open down the middle, and also open to the hooks as well. And Jones just soaking up pretty much everything that Brook's thrown at him at the moment. He's looking to try and stand and close. Well, when he gets close, he's not throwing any punches, the American.
Jones has hardly thrown a punch as yet. It's as though he's just trying to find a way to get close to Brook, but he's been close enough to let the shots go, he just hasn't done it.
Very half-hearted right now, and he just almost pushed out there. And Brook just continuing to just clip him. Those hooks. Straight down the middle, and Jones just soaking it up at the moment, missing badly with a right hook of his own. Well, I guess at least he's going forward here, Carson Jones. When we saw him before Christmas against Dean Byrne, he took an age to get going. At least he started positively.
With a jab there, a bit more purpose in what he's doing through with a right hand. This is a little bit better from Jones, but he's left it too late as far as winning the round's concerned, but at least he's shown us that he's here to give it a go. Better from him.
Well, Brook's round. Sharp, fast, focused. And with an opponent that is there to be hit as well. Clearing those jabs through and those right hooks round the side of the defence as well. Having some good early success here. Very positive for Kell Brook.
Going to be brave for the first 4 rounds, trust me. But your shots are heavy, but just be nice and relax. You're popping in, pop, then snap. You're doing everything right. Just don't hit him with more than 3s and 4 powerful. Yeah? And relax and deep breathe. Come on.
That's Dominic Ingle, he's a long-time trainer.
Every again, pop a stitch right. You're moving onto your left, onto your right hand. Gum shield, here we go. Yeah?
The start you wanted to see from him, Jim?
Yeah, that was vintage Kell Brook. Hardly took a couple of punches he had to take towards the end of the round, but the punches were sharp, the timing was good, the technique, it was all there.
This match was made at 152 pounds. It was originally 150 and they moved up to 152, but this is a non-title fight. They could pretty much do what they wanted there. Both these fellas were happy with that. And Jones is pretty big at the weight as well. In fact, last time out, Jones was nearly 11.5 stone back in April, so he's trimmed off a little bit. Of course, all sorts of rumours going around that Brook is struggling at the weight. We hear that is not the case. Not at all, that he's still boxing at welterweight. Although at some point, there will be an option of moving up to light middle.
Good sharp jabs there from Brook. That's what he wants to do. Use the jab here, keep this fella at arm's length, where he can pretty much do as he pleases with him. It's when he gets up close, drags him into a war, that he's a problem.
Jones tied up there. Well, they'll keep chugging away, the American.
Well, there's a little bit more urgency in Jones's approach than there was the last time they met. It took far too long to get started. He's missing, but at least he's trying to raise the tempo, get some punches off.
Well, exactly. I mean, you could see that in the first round. He wasn't doing anything, wasn't getting anywhere. At least he was trying to set the tempo, which was noticeably absent, as you say, Jim, in their first fight and against Dean Byrne at Christmas. Got off to a shocker that night. Jones backing up from that one.
Yeah, I think you felt that one. That one's put him back onto his heels. That was a good shot.
I just get the sense that Brook can't miss with those right hooks. There's another one. Jones just doesn't see him coming. There's another. They're all night for him. Too easy.
Jones's defences have disappeared.
Yeah, he's in real trouble. But it was just right hook after right hook. They just kept raining in, unblocked. And showed some veteran smarts there, just to drop and take a knee, just to let the head clear. Now can Brook find a finish here in the last 20-odd seconds? Well, there he gets him again, same punch. Jones backing up now. He's been stalking him and looking for him. The switch downstairs. They're going to try and get the hands to drop.
This is tremendous stuff from Brook. He's dominating here. I'm beginning to wonder, does he want to be a welterweight or is he a light middleweight? The power in those punches was terrific.
But you have to say as well, as good as they were and as accurate as they were, Jones was doing absolutely nothing defensively. It was the same shot coming again and again and again.
But just relax with him, take your time. You're taking your time, you're getting him, and you're hurting him, and he knows he's hurt this time. Yeah?
Well, those were solid right hands Brook was throwing, and Jones's defences just disappeared. He didn't have him. For a man who's been hurt and shaken before, you think he would know what to do here, but his defences were nowhere. And he took the knee because it was the only way he could get away from the punches that were coming towards him. Terrific short little right hand there. Then down he goes, takes the count because he knew what was coming.
Well, Brook attacking upstairs primarily with right hooks. He softened Jones up with all those right hooks and switched it to a little inside uppercut. So Brook's had his man on the floor. Very sharp and positive start from him. The jab's working. Those hooks are working. Everything's working. And Jones backing up here in the first few seconds of this third round.
And you can see the body language of Brook here. He senses, he can smell the blood here. He knows that the finish is on the cards.
Getting through again. Genuine bit of bad blood between these two as well. You saw it at the end of that round there. With a bit of verbals. So Brook finding extra spike in these punches. Well, that body shot rocked him as well. Now he's teed him up and he's in trouble here. Jones, who was plodding forward, he's backing up for all his worth here. And he's just getting picked apart. And Michael Alexander might have to make a big decision quite early here, because Jones is getting beaten up.
Jones is behaving like a novice here. No defence whatsoever. He is gone.
Just getting speared with everything that Brook is throwing at him at the moment. This is almost painful to watch. Well, unless you're a Kell Brook fan, you're loving it. But he can't miss.
Just looks so solid, Brook. Really setting himself, these right hands, crunching punches.
Jones well out of range. Seems to have just recovered from that earlier onslaught. I thought he was ready to go then, but again being met and missed badly. And there you go. There's the right hook. It's there as often as he wants it. And he's showing a bit of variety about his work here, Brook.
He's just doing completely as he pleases, what he likes. Uppercuts, the body shots, the hooks. Every time the big right hand lands, Jones is all over the place.
And I'll tell you what I'm seeing as well there, Jim. There's a streak of nastiness about Kell Brook tonight. That's no bad thing at this level. It looks like he wants to really hurt this fella. And
that's a beautiful shot.
He really has. He's dipped at the knees. He's ready to go here. but he's in no hurry to get this finished.
You know, this is the kind of performance you want before you go chasing world titles, isn't it? That's exactly what we needed, what Kell Brook needed. He is dominating this man this time.
Well, it just goes to show the difference of those two, the nutritionist and the sports scientists that have been brought into Kell Brook's camp. What a difference they've made. And you can't coach this kind of spite in somebody. And Brook looks like he wants to do some damage in there tonight, and he is doing damage. Now Jones has found forward gear again, right at the end of this round. So let's credit him with some toughness, because he got a pounding in that round. And Jim, I thought we were in for a really early night. I don't know what they're going to do to change things around.
Well,
he's a sitting duck.
Yep, Jones did well to get through that, but I'm amazed that he couldn't cope with the pressure he was under. His defences, every time he's been hit, his defences have scattered. I wonder if we can hear what they're saying here.
I'm alright. I'm good. He's good. Checking all the punches all the time. You know me.
Okay. Get the jab going for me, okay? That's a nice body shot at the end, there at the end.
Well, I think that's what's called in the trade whistling in the graveyard.
Look at the way Brook is digging these shots in. Body to the head, I mean, the right hands to the chin. They've been terrific punches. Look at that. He's punching right through the target tonight.
Round 4.
Right through with the jabs, the right hands. Terrific stuff.
Round 4 of this 10-rounder. Kell Brook from Sheffield in the red. Carson Jones, Oklahoma City in the white. 3 rounds in the bank for Brook. Yeah, 3 rounds in the bank in their first encounter.
Yeah, 3 rounds in the bank plus a knockdown.
Much more of a sense of purpose about him 1 year on. Jones just a pound through there, but missed again there. Again, he's found a little bit of hunger. They just get through to Brook on any kind of consistent level. Maybe they're waiting for Brook to fade. He did fade first time around.
Once again, he has shown incredible toughness, Jones. I mean, the punches he was taking in the second round have got most welterweights out again, but he's still here, still coming forward.
Got through with a nice jab there as well. He took one back for his pains, then another one. Again, Brook is taking his time here. He's still happy to box on the back foot. Drawing Jones into him, trying to draw the leads, with the counters. And if the leads don't come, they'll just spear out a jab anyway.
Yeah, even when he's on the back foot, he's looking comfortable, Jones. Still landing the better punches. Now he's standing his ground again. Ah, terrific.
Throwing an uppercut into the mix as well. Fast hands. Accurate hands as well. With a counter. There we go with those right hooks again. It's just too easy for him.
Yeah, it's a boxing lesson he's handing out at the moment, Brook. Doing everything right.
Well, at least Jones has rediscovered a little bit of aggression, getting through there as well. That was a decent shot. Yeah. He is starting to make a little bit of impact here in this 4th round, and Brook needs to put him back in his box here. As Jones is suddenly maybe feeling, well, I've weathered this storm, I can get into this now. Definite damage around the nose for Brook.
He had bad damage to the nose the last time they boxed. So, I mean, again, he's going to have to show character. This looked like a job that was all over. Now he's having to go and do it again. This is good.
Last few seconds, though, he's left it a bit late. The bell is going to sound any moment.
Stand, yeah? Like you've been doing. Yeah, ring, come on. Confident. You've took a lot of, you're damaging a lot. So relax. You've got to be confident in that jab.
You've got to hand it to Jones. He does not stop trying. As long as he's in there, he's going to be letting the punches go. Tough man, and he's inflicted some damage on Brook once again.
Round 5.
Dominic Ingle is giving his man a bit of a G up there. It's all been so easy for the first 3 rounds, but then Jones definitely making a little bit of impact in that 4th. Memories still fresh of what happened in their first fight. I don't want a repeat performance in the Brook camp. Oh, he's a tough man, Carson Jones. He shipped a lot of punishment here. Still keeps coming back.
Yeah, and the legs are strong again, so they're throwing the effects of the punches. Maybe took him a round or so to do that, but he's looking lively again.
Brook doing a decent job of picking him off, picking single punches here in this 5th round. Hooks. Still bleeding from the nose. He's pinned up against the ropes there, but Jones just trying to wail away at the body now. And back comes Jones again. Back comes Brook again as Jones plods forward, walking onto those endless jabs.
Yeah, the quality's always coming from Brook, but this fella's getting close. He's trying to rough Brook up. Oh, this is good. That's the jab is working so well for Brook. He's putting real snap into it, punching right home with it.
And when he follows up with those right hooks upstairs, it looks like he can take him out any time he likes. And here comes Jones again, digging deep. Swinging in a right hand that did catch Brook. Isn't he? He's stepping up the pace here, and Brook's tempo is dropping.
Well, he's dragging Brook back into the kind of fight they had him in last time, and we know Brook doesn't particularly like that, so maybe a little bit more movement from Brook required.
Jones first off this time. Brook comes back with a clean shot. But he must be starting to think, well, I've hit him with everything and I can't get rid of him. And here he is, in my face again. Oh, there's some seeds of doubt starting to grow in Kell Brook's mind.
Well, Jones is not doing enough to win any of the rounds, but he is making an impression and making it tough.
But you've got to keep him busy. Don't lead off your backhand. Are you listening to me? You've got to use your jab. Only connect with that, throw that right hand when you're in close and you're stepping around him. You need to use your jab.
Brook's been told to use the jab, and it's been his best weapon for me. That's the one that keeps this fellow at bay.
10 seconds, corners.
Jones finding the target. He's already damaged Brook's nose and dragging him into the same kind of fight as last time.
Round 6.
The difference is Carson Jones probably hasn't won a round, and we're at the halfway point. He's already running out of time here, Jones, if he wants to try and make this close. There's Brook doing back to basics and listening to what his coach was saying, get the jab going, then bring in the hook off the back of it. Jones is open to that all night. Oh, right cross to follow up with a right hook. Jones backing up, better again from Brook. Can he tee off and end this? Another big right hook getting through again, trying to look for it. Straight right this time. Jones soaking it all up. How much more of it can he take?
That was real class from Brook there, and it all started with the jab again. Just a simple left, right, straight through that guard. Terrific stuff from Brook there.
So that guard of Jones's hasn't blocked much, but some of those punches, they were hurtful and powerful punches. And look, Jones has recovered again. Back he comes.
Turning to southpaw there. I don't know when he's standing orthodox and using that left jab. It was a real weapon. That just caught there at long range with the right hand. Brook, uncomfortable moment again.
It's starting to look similar to last time. I wouldn't have thought that after 3 rounds. Brook had absolutely battered this fella.
See, you have guys in the business that just don't mind it being so tough. And Jones is one of these guys. It doesn't matter what you hit him with. If he's still there, he's still trying. Terrific determination, and again making it uncomfortable. Oh, beautiful shots again. All the quality from Brook.
And still, Jones soaks it up and comes back. Good variety again though from Brook. That last one was a real gem of a left hand. But look, here he comes again. Can't block a jab to save his life. But just walk it through, really. Get close, do some damage. Straight back in again. And Brook has hit him with everything. Both these fellas were talking it up during the build-up. Both insisting they're going to win by knockout this time. Bit of needle at the weigh-in. A lot of verbals, bit of pushing and shoving. The impression they genuinely don't really like each other very much. Bobby Benton keeping everything calm in that corner.
Pick it up now, though, okay?
All right. Well, like another round where Jones did have some success, but the quality once again coming from Brook. Terrific shots. I mean, these punches you have to expect would stop a lot of welterweights, light middleweights. Bang on the chin. Terrific punches.
Well, he must be made of granite, Carson Jones, as he's soaked up an awful lot of pressure. Some really hurtful punches as well. Just about every jab that Brook has thrown has connected. There's been plenty of variety in the Yorkshireman's work as well. But he keeps coming back for more. Being a real nuisance here.
Well, we're wondering, and he's winning it clearly, but you're wondering, is this amounting to a confidence booster for Brook, or is it another reminder that there are real tough guys out there who can make it tough for you? I mean, I think he's boxing well. I think his punch selection is terrific. But this fella just keeps coming through it.
And as much improved as he's been over the last couple of years, Carson Jones, worth repeating. This is not a guy that's considered as one of the elite operators at this level.
No, he's lost 9 fights already, remember.
Brook struggling with him. What will he do when he meets an elite welterweight? Jones is keeping on coming. Brook is having to dig in and work for this now. It looked like a cakewalk after 3 rounds. It's turning into a bit of a grind here. The body shots coming in from Jones. Jones throwing a lot of punches. Not everything getting through, and every time Brook lands you think, is that going to do some damage? But no, he swallows hard and comes back and says, right, let's have another look at you.
This is Jones's best spell. A couple of uppercuts there as well, and Brook standing his ground, which he shouldn't be doing.
Getting through again. That's why he's standing his ground, I think, Jim, because he knows he can't miss. It must be so tempting just to stand there and say, all right, well, if you can give me a target, I'll get it. Switching the uppercuts in now as well. Then the switch downstairs. Jones does exactly the same.
Jones has landed a lot of punches in this round. Brook has been drawn into that same kind of battle again.
His ability to absorb punishment and his work rate are absolutely phenomenal. Carson Jones, nice left uppercut. He was stood up by that though. And can Brook close him down here and get the job done? Really felt that uppercut. And again, just for a few seconds he's in trouble. And he regroups. But is he off the hook? Or has Brook got him going? Again, last few seconds of the round. Jones under pressure in his own corner. Just about got away with it. Well, of course, Johnny Nelson knows Kell as well as anybody. Johnny, what are you seeing?
Well, it's about confidence, and when the fight first started off, Kell just needed that good third round, and once he got that, we thought his confidence had flashed straight up there. Now and again, he'd come up with brilliant, just little snippets of good combinations and get Carson Jones on the back foot, but then he wouldn't step up that next level, which is what he needs. He needs to bully this man, get him out of there. But again, it's about that confidence thing. He's got his bogeyman in front of him, so he's so scared of running out of steam to the back end of the fight. He's scared to step up that next level and put the pressure on Carson Jones. And Carson's a tough guy. Kell knows it.
Thanks very much, Johnny. Nobody would doubt that. Carson Jones is one tough so-and-so.
10 seconds, corners.
4 or 5 times in this fight, Jim. I've been ready to shut this one down, and he keeps coming back.
Seconds out.
Yeah, amazingly
Round
tough.
8.
But for me, not doing enough to win the rounds, but still making it tough for Brook.
Round 8 of this 10-rounder. Brook in red, Jones in the white. Brook ahead by a mile. Jones keep looking for something going. Brook has started this round very fast. Now can he keep this going? Can he find that extra gear that Johnny Nelson was talking about? Nearly pushed him down there. Oh, and it's been rule account.
I don't know if the referee thought the glove touched the canvas. I didn't think it did. We don't have a standing count, you know. I wonder if the referee thought the glove touched down there. I didn't see it that way.
Was it a punch or was it a push?
No, those punches landed.
Jones getting through with a right-hand counter of his own. So just to make the task even harder now for Carson Jones, a second knockdown. Albeit a bit more controversial. Brook looking to make it all irrelevant anyway. More big right hands coming in.
And the referee's on the verge of stopping this.
I think he is, and he has. And Jones is furious. Look at Jones's reaction.
I don't think the referee had any option there. Brook was teeing off on him. You can't allow that. I mean, this is a dangerous business. Okay, we know how tough Carson Jones is. He's proved it time and again over here. But no, he was shipping too many punches without any defence and without really coming back with anything his own. He's complaining. Maybe he feels he's a right to complain, but I think the referee did what he had to do there.
Yeah, the primary duty of a referee is for the protection of a boxer's welfare, and Carson Jones was getting battered there. So Michael Alexander took the big decision on his big night as well.
And Nick, what I'll say is the referee didn't jump in. He didn't panic. You could see him making moves. I could actually see him thinking about stopping it a little bit before that, but he let it go on a little bit longer until it reached the stage that he couldn't allow it to go any further. I think the referee did the job well. He did it properly, and I don't think Carson Jones really can complain about it.
And with so long in the round to go as well, that's another thing I think he factored in there as well. Well, here's the second knockdown. Lots of punches landing. Was there a bit of a push in the middle of it? Did his glove touch down?
I didn't think it actually should have been a knockdown. I didn't. Maybe at that point the glove touched. I didn't notice it touching, but we don't have a standing count, as you know. So maybe out of my vision that the glove touched the canvas. If that's the case, it is a knockdown. But he actually did Jones a favour. Calling it a knockdown, just giving him a few seconds to try to get his head back together. That didn't happen. But Brook came out for that round as though he wanted to finish it. He really imposed himself on Jones there. Terrific punching, a terrific performance all the way through from Kell Brook. Had to dig in once again. This guy will always make it tough for him, but let's face it, for most of the time he was different class.
And as you say, Jim, a measured stoppage from Michael Alexander as well. He's not just piling in, but he'd seen enough. And he's also been down twice, lost probably every round, been battered. There was really no sense letting that go on. He was never going to turn it around. You can understand the frustration, but I don't think, big picture, you could really complain at this, as you say, Jim.
No, but as I say, he looked, he didn't panic, you know, he made his mind up. He made a little move just before that to show he was thinking about stepping in, left it for a couple of seconds, then he did step in. We can understand Jones's reaction there. He's a tough guy, he's been in those situations before and survived, but that's not what boxing's all about.
Ladies and gentlemen, timekeeper Colin Roberts has recorded a time of 1 minute and 7 seconds of the 8th round. Michael Alexander has stopped the contest with Carson Jones in no position to continue. Your winner, and still undefeated from the still city of Sheffield, the special one, Kell. Oh, let's show our appreciation for the one and only Mr. Carson Jones.
We're looking for Kell, Brook, to put the momentum back into his career, and he's done just that, Kell Froch.
Yes, definitely. I mean, fantastic start, really, really good. We was all jumping out of our seats here in the commentary box, and we was expecting him to close the show, and I'm sure the crowd were as well. But he took his time, which is good. You know, it shows that he's learned and he's not going to rush things. And yeah, great performance, great finish. We all feel, and I feel, that the finish could have come sooner, but he did what he needed to do, and he done it in style. So, you know, well done, Kell.
We'll give us a smile, Kell, at least. Maybe not. He's talking to Ed Robinson.
Well, Kell, congratulations, 8th round stoppage. How happy are you with the way that went?
I weren't too excited about it, but you know, I've had a bit of time out. You know, with my ankle, I weren't going all out, you know, in training. I just basically come here to have fun tonight. You know, I boxed above my weight. I weren't happy with that, but we didn't want to get it down to 147 because, you know, it's not for a title. But, you know, I'm going to come back at 147, a big name in September in Sheffield.
Was that a fair stoppage?
Yeah, you know, Carson Jones is a very tough customer. You know, I hit my hand on his head, he's got an hard head. You know, he kept coming in, I got the rounds out, so I'm happy about that. You know, so, you know, it's a win-win for me.
It has been a difficult 9 months for you, hasn't it?
It has been very, very difficult for me, you know. Hardest thing I've ever had to go through. I'm on to a new chapter now. I'm excited about boxing, I'm loving boxing, loving training. I'm straight back in gym Monday, working my backside off again. You know, for September they'll have me come back a different animal, and you're going to see a complete different fire in there next time. At my original welterweight weight, and you know, I'm come back with a boom.
Promote Eddie Hearn, talk us through the plans ahead then.
Well, we've got a big fight to announce probably next week. I'm very excited about it. It's a big name. That's all you
give us a hint.
That's all you're getting from me. But you know, tonight was about drawing a line through what's happened. You know, I probably pushed him into this fight a little bit too quickly after the injury, but we had to get it done. We had to draw a line through what's happened. He's had a terrible time the last 9 months, and you know, he was heartbroken. The fact that he lost out on that shot to Devon Alexander, and he had to put a line through that tonight. And I'm glad he dealt with Carson Jones. You know, on to a big fight at Sheffield Arena. We'll announce this week.
World title within a year?
Definitely. You know, I'll leave it to Eddie. Eddie's the man. I'm just gonna get in there and, you know, and put the fighters down.
Well done, Kell.